What's good, gang? It's your boy Fulcra, back at it again with another Star Rail video. Today we'll be going over Robin, because she disappears in a few days, and if you get her, you need to know how to build her, and we're going to do that really fast. I'm not going to waste any of your time anymore. Let's get into it. She's a physical Harmony character and one of the big three of Harmony, who give the team increased damage bonus, extra crit damage, and a team-wide 100% action advance, plus extra attack based on her own attack. She gives a shit ton of bonuses, and it's almost impossible to say that Robin is a bad character. Plus, her song slaps. So let's talk about these traces real quick. Her skill is going to give the team up to 50% damage bonus for 3 of Robin's turns. Her passive talent grants up to 20% crit damage for free, and gives her an extra 2 energy whenever an ally attacks. And her ultimate, in short, because this is a long thing of text, basically advances the whole team and buffs their attack by amount based off Robin's attack. Robin starts singing and is replaced by a 90 speed countdown. During her performance, she's immune to CC and won't stop singing till she dies or that 90 speed countdown comes around. And she's going to add 1 instance of physical damage for every ally attack based on her stats, with a static 100 crit rate and 150 crit damage. Her bonus traces include a 25% action advance forward as soon as the battle begins, an increased 25% crit damage for every follow-up attack, and whenever she uses her skill, she gains 5 extra energy, which is pretty cool, meaning you get it a little faster. You need your ult really fast. You want to just constantly get extra damage, more turns. The game recommends you're going to level the ult, the skill, and the talent in that order, which I do agree with, but I suggest you do not neglect any of those. You see how I have them all at 9? You don't have to go to 10, but you definitely get them as high as you can. You miss out on some good numbers. She's really good. She's one of the easiest characters to build, so let's get into these relics. We're going to run 2-piece attack, 2-piece attack, because we want her attack set as high as possible to buff everybody as much as we can. And for relic sets, I use Von Whack to get that extra energy regen and the advance forward by 40% as long as you're above 120 speed. So you do want a little substats in order to get that 120 speed. Other choices for planner sets, you can use Broken Keel for the extra effect res if you can. And things like the one that gives you attack percentage. I forgot what it's called. Oh, okay. It's this one. If your speed's 120, you can also give 8% to the whole team, but I'd rather have the E-gen so we get her ult a little faster, and I want her turn immediately to immediately get that buff. Alright, for teammates, we're going to start with her best new team with feixiao, Adventurine, and either March 7th, Topaz, or Moza. An extremely good team, and Robin is an amazing support, but don't feel pressured to build specifically that team for your Robin. If you have Jade and Herta built, she's extremely good on that team for pure fiction. She's also good with Dr. Ratio, if I can get to him. Excuse me, Dr. Ratio and Topaz. Ooh, they're both good DPSs, and if whatever version of the team you're playing, Robin's extremely good for that team. Robin can replace a Bronya if you don't have a Bronya. Don't get me wrong, you won't get as many turn advances, but you will get really good buffs. Really good buffs for her. So Robin is an extremely good character, can go on many teams. Don't forget characters like Himiko, who we didn't show, Clara and Clara 2. She's good with Acheron and Boot Hill. She can replace Ron May in a super break team. I wouldn't recommend that, but if you don't have Ron May, she can be used for that. And she even buffs DOT teams in her sorry state. Yeah, she can even be used in a DOT team in its sorry state. I would suggest using Kafka instead of Jetchu. I don't have Kafka, but you can use him too. It totally goes fine. And now that we got her teammates out the way, let's get through the things that could actually cost you money and how. Alright, we'll put the things that'll actually cost you money. Her best in slot light cone is going to be hers Flowing Night Flow, which gives you a stack of Cantillation every time an ally attacks, which increases her energy regen by 3% at base up to 5 times, meaning a total of 15% extra energy regen after 5 ally attacks. And when she activates her ult, it'll remove it for a different stack called Cadenza, giving her 48 extra % attack, which means your team gets more attack. And all allies deal increased 24% damage lasting for 1 turn, which I think lasts until her ult ends. I could be wrong. Other good options for light cones include things like I wouldn't really go dance, dance, dance. That's totally irrelevant. Don't do that. You can use Bronya, the Battle of an Over, if you don't have it. I don't know if that's the next best thing, but definitely for Tomorrow's Journey, which I'm pretty sure, which is a free-to-play light cone, gives you 32% attack and the 30% increased damage for the turn. Right? Still really good for her. And gives decent. I think the stats are alright. I didn't buff it to 80. You can use Carve the Moon, Weave the Clouds for one of these 3 stats per every time her turn goes around. So obviously there are 2 you really want, and the 12 E-Gen can become useful. So it's a good light cone. She has choices. She has some choices. You can also use Meshing Cogs if you really want to worry about that energy and you don't have any of the other options. You will just lose out on base attack. I mean, now we can talk about her eidolons. All of them are actually extremely good, but totally unnecessary because Robin is broken. They just break her a little more. E1 gives you or your whole team ally type resistance pen by 24%. That's extremely good considering Ron May does that as well with her ult, and we fucks with that. So like, we fucks with that. E2 gives your allies a 16% speed boost, meaning you get more turns during the ult. And the talent's energy regeneration when they attack gives you like an extra 1, I think. So now you're getting 3 energy per hit, so it's a little faster. E3 and 5, the normal hoopla plus whatever. E4 dispels CC debuffs as soon as you activate the ult. And now your effect resistance goes up by 50% while you're in the ult, meaning, right, if you're playing Aventurine and you're only getting 50% effect res, you're now 100% immune to effect res, and it will cleanse you of all debuffs when you activate it, which can really save some runs. But you're probably already going to win anyway at E4 Robin. E6 Robin is crazy. She's literally a DPS now. She gives out, well, she doesn't give anything. She now gains 450% to the damage modifier during the ult. So it's 100% base crit rate of her attack percent. And then it used to be 150, I believe. It adds 450. It doesn't just become 450, it adds 450. So that's 600 crit damage. Slapping. Now this effect can only activate 8 times per ultimate, but as long as you're continuously getting an ultimate, you're going to clap. She's stupid. You don't need to go this far with your money. Spend responsibly. Please do not spend all your money on an E6 Robin. Do not go broke for this shit. It will not make you any money unless you're gonna go play in a tournament for $5,000, and you better level all your traces then. Them shits better go to 10, especially if you're playing, well, I think they're limited to E2, but for whatever reason, nah man, please spend responsibly. Do not waste your money on that. You can take the light cone and just leave it there. You don't even need the light cone. She's really good without it, but the light cone just adds a little extra and makes her a little more consistent. You don't need it though. You do not need it. Robin is extremely goddamn good. Please spend responsibly. But that's enough out of me. Hopefully this edits together well and I don't have to do any splicing. Like, subscribe, and I'm gonna make a Topaz guide because that's the next character you need for this build. And then a Linksha guide if I end up pulling Linksha. We'll see how that goes. Bye-bye. Bye.